I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're exploring a story of courage, perseverance, and transformation with author Joanne Lynam, one of my favorite writers, one of my favorite guests. She has penned a powerful book. It is called Angel at My Door, A Mother's Fight for Her Daughter to Live to Her Potential. Joanne's journey to fight societal discrimination and to help her daughter Emma thrive is a testament to the power of love and determination. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight, along with her beautiful daughter, Emma. And we thank the folks at Prime 7 Media for helping us put them in the spotlight today. And we ask folks like you to support authors like Joanne by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. Joanne, Emma, welcome both of you to Spotlight. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you. Lovely to be here.
Now, I understand Emma has a presentation on her iPad that she wants to share with us. I would love to see it, love to hear it. Why don't you guys go ahead?
That's it.
Master Shredder. Hello, my name is Emma. I am the owner and operator of Master Shredder.
Wait.
Master Shredder is a company that shreds your confidential material on site. As I am unable to read or write, you can be rest assured that your documents remain confidential as they are destroyed on your premises. I supply my own equipment, so I can get the job done. All the paper from your documents are collected in these bags and disposed of at the end of the week. As a part of recycling all our byproducts, the bags of paper are transported to a local avocado farm. There they are placed under the trees to help with water retention. Thank you for trusting me with your business.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And that's where you work, right, Emma? You work at the shredding company, Master Shredder?
It's her small business, and
Oh,
she's the owner of the business,
oh, that's
and
wonderful.
it's mobile. So she has a Hyundai iLoad with a lift
Mhm,
attached to the back because the shredder's 100 kilos, and she
mhm.
moves around the city going from business to business.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, if I lived closer, I would definitely sign up Emma to shred some of my documents, but it's hard to get down to Australia or have her come to New York. So
Yeah, that's a little far.
when she goes international, then maybe she can take care of my business here, which would be great. Well, that's
Yeah,
great. And Emma's going to see Wicked tonight, I understand, right?
she sure is. She's off to see that soon. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You like that one? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, my darling. I'll see you later. Okay. You
good.
have fun.
Good.
Okay. Is Emma Emma's leaving? Okay. Goodbye, Emma. So
Is that
nice
all?
hearing from you. So nice meeting you. And thank you
Yeah.
for helping Mom with her presentation today.
See ya.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Okay.
That's great. So you must be so proud of Emma. She has made so much progress, and she's obviously so proud of you. She knows
Yeah,
that every step she takes is empowered by you as well. So it's
absolutely.
been a great relationship, right?
She, as a result of work, increased her confidence like it does for all young people. If you
Yeah.
think about yourself when you were first starting out, I'm sure you weren't confident. Like none of us are. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
and that's for anyone, really. It doesn't matter whether they have a disability or not. But the confidence and the capacity that she has built has allowed her to explore all sorts of things. So, for example, she moved out and rented for a year, but in 2018 she moved into her own property. So
Good.
she has the valuable role of a homeowner, the valuable role of being a neighbor, a friend,
Mhm.
um, and a traveler. She's traveled overseas 3 times. In fact, last year she was in your neighborhood. She went to Canada.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, that's great. I mean, I guess you'd call it mainstreaming in a way. You've basically made sure that her life is like any other young person's life. She's got a job. It's actually her own business, which is wonderful. She's got a sense of purpose and
Absolutely.
a sense of entrepreneurship. And
Yeah.
she's going to the movies. I mean, all of this stuff probably was told to you early on, would never happen, that you'd never lead a normal life, right?
When she was finishing school, I was speaking to disability employment providers who told me, look, we think it's lovely that you want her to work, but we don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
And I thanked them for their time and thought, yeah, well, just watch this space.
Hmm.
And so now Emma, like any young person, is exploring other parts of herself. For
Yeah.
example, we had a big planning meeting. We have one usually at the beginning of every year. So we bring together the family, Emma's board, and her direct support staff, and talk to Emma and share and brainstorm ideas. And what came out of one of those a couple of years ago was that Emma wanted to do some modeling.
Hmm.
Never have thought of that. So over the last year or so, Emma's had 4 opportunities locally to model for a local dress shop.
Wonderful. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
we went to Brisbane a couple of months ago, and Emma went to a professional photo studio and had a proper portfolio done. And it
Yeah.
was just the most amazing experience. It really was
That's
beautiful.
wonderful. It's wonderful. A couple of things come to mind as I watch you two. Her love for you is so palpable. I mean, she just adores you, which must
It's
be wonderful. I mean, we all adore our children. Do our
yeah,
children adore us back? Not always, but yours adores you, and that's wonderful. She's so appreciative of how much love, care you've given her. And then the other question I have is her business. That's a great idea, shredding business. How did you come up with the idea?
well, it was when she was in the final year of school here in Queensland. They were doing some work experience, so they would go to the
Mhm.
school office and help with newsletters. And Emma has very poor fine motor, so folding newsletters, putting them in envelopes wasn't really particularly her thing, but she did enjoy shredding.
Yeah.
So I just had that at the back of my mind. Then I had gone down a path of going to lots of workshops and learning a lot
Mm.
myself about
Yeah.
how to craft a good life for someone. Yeah.
Mhm.
And one day I was just meditating on all of this. And as I was sitting meditating, into my head popped this idea, and I saw her shredding. And I thought, oh, just focus, Joe. So I started to meditate again because I thought I was distracted. And I saw it again and I went, no, that's it. That's what
Yeah.
it's going to be. And when I talked to her about it, she loved it. So she
Wonderful.
initially started just doing it downstairs for friends and family. And but I knew that it could be more than that. And it's
Yeah.
become
That's wonderful. I think it's the best news I've heard in a long time that she's got this business and she likes doing it and she's getting out there and going to movies and living a full life, like you said, told, which you were told could never happen when she was born. For the folks at home who didn't see our earlier interview, tell us a little bit about Emma, what her diagnosis was at birth and so forth, the challenges she faced.
yeah, so Emma was born premature. She was born at 34 weeks. She was born with what's called a duodenal atresia, which is a
Mhm.
little C shape that comes away from your stomach, hooks up to the bowel. In her case, it was 2 dead ends. So she required surgery to repair that.
Mm.
So that went well, but a few hours later, she had a bleed at the site and crashed and was resuscitated. And so they came and got me and wheeled me down in a hurry. And I'm sitting in intensive care beside the oscillate with my hands on her, talking to her, just willing her to stay.
Yeah.
Don't go. And I'm talking to her about her brothers, her bedroom, her dad, the life that she will have, all the wonderful things she'll do. And then a young junior doctor sat beside me and said, Mrs. Lynam, we just need to let you know if she crashes again, we won't resuscitate her. And I said, what? And they said, your daughter's got a significant disability. Where we were, and I said, well, I'm not leaving this intensive care unit until I get an assurance that you will do whatever it takes to keep my daughter alive. I want my daughter and I'm taking her home. And he was a bit sort of, oh.
Mm.
And then, so I sat there for about 7.5 hours staging this protest. And then early hours of the morning, the pediatrician came and he sat beside me and said, look, Mrs. Lynam, why don't you just go home? Get on with your life. Leave her here. I'm sure I can find somewhere to put her. And it's
Like
not
she's
polite.
trash. Like she's trash.
Yeah, exactly. Just take her out. And so it wouldn't be polite on your show to say what I suggested that
I
he
don't
might do.
blame you. I don't blame you.
But in that moment, there was a reckoning, an understanding, a really earth-shattering kind of realization. These people are not on your side. Yeah, you are going to have to fight for her every step of the way. And that's a wonderful thing because I didn't have any illusions. And
Yeah.
that's great.
Amazing. Well, you were a woman who's very determined. You loved your daughter right from the start. How old was she when she had the surgery? Was it right at birth?
Yeah, it
Right
was
at
at
birth.
30 weeks, not quite 24 hours later. So she was born on the
Amazing.
7th. Yeah.
Amazing.
Mm.
And you've documented this story, your life with her, how you've helped her live a full life in the book, Angel at My
Yeah.
Door. We talked about this book about a year or so ago. What's happened since then? Tell us what's happened to Emma, what's happened to the book, and what's happened with you guys as a family.
Well, I could talk about what's happened with Emma all day.
Yeah.
um, Emma's life has just soared, and it's all
Mhm.
based on the principles of social role valorization. So I'm
Mhm.
constantly look through what's typical. What do people her age do?
Yeah.
So, for example, Emma's exploring all sorts of things, like, as I said, modeling. She loves going to concerts. Um,
Yeah.
she just recently bought more tickets to go and see Manpower, as you do.
It's great.
Um, and who am I to say no? She's a
Yeah.
young woman. Typically, that's what young women do. So why not? Um,
Right.
yeah, she's her business has grown enormously in the last couple of years.
Mhm.
She's got to now almost 60 clients, and that's pretty
Wonderful.
good in a community of only 200,000 people. So that in itself is amazing. The level of independence, the level of responsibility that she's accepting is very, very gratifying to me to watch her grow like this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What do you
And as
hope? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So as far as the book goes, I had something amazing happen earlier this year. My book went to the Frankfurt Book Fair
Mhm.
and in Germany, and it did very well,
Great.
which was lovely. And it has been now recommended for a Trailblazer Award in London, which will happen early next year, I think January. So that's
Wonderful.
yeah.
That is exciting news, and it's well deserved because it's an important book. I think it's an important book for families that are going through similar challenges.
Hmm.
It's also an important book for families who aren't, to understand other people and other families who are going through those challenges. And it's also important for healthcare workers, doctors, nurses, aides, to realize a mother's love, a father's love. You know, you love your child no matter what, you
Hmm.
know. She doesn't have to be what they say is 100% perfect, you
Hmm.
know. This is your
She is
daughter.
she's actually perfect.
She is
Um,
perfect. Exactly. But that's what I said. What they say is 100% perfect. You know what I mean? Yeah.
and actually, this week, Emma did a presentation similar to what she did for you, only this one was much longer, for an organization here in Queensland called Checkup. Now,
Mm.
Checkup sits alongside the health department, and it seeks to have doctors, nurses, allied health have more understanding about disability when they engage with it to really hear people. So this particular presentation was about communication. So Emma had, I think, a 14-minute stint for that. And that's the second time she's presented. She's presented to the Human Rights Commission. She has presented to a couple of conferences. She's presented via Zoom to disability workshops as well, run for families. Again, that's not something that, you know, 29 years ago I could have imagined, because of the communication challenges and being deaf. I could never imagine that the technology would come along that we have now that would allow her to share her story. And here we
Amazing.
are, you know.
Amazing. Well, she's a
It is
wonderful ambassador for people
yeah,
who have different abilities.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
To show
Okay.
what's possible, you know.
Exactly,
Absolutely.
exactly. Unlimited potential, which is wonderful. The name of the book is An Angel at My Door, A Mother's Fight for Her Daughter to Live to Her Potential. Joanne's journey to fight societal discrimination and help her daughter Emma thrive and live and have a happy, healthy, normal life is a testament to the power of love and determination. This inspiring book challenges us to rethink how we value people with different abilities and
Mm,
embrace their incredible potential. Joanne, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
Thank you very much for having me.
I appreciate your time and Emma joining us as well, which was wonderful. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.